Good morning. It's time for our weekly collective message. First, I'm so sorry for missing last week. That was my bad. There was so much going on. I'm so sorry for missing the collective message. But we're back this week. So it is the week of the 24th. I always forget what day it is. And we know we start on Mondays for our week. I don't think that Sunday starts the week. I think it ends the week. So, weekly collective, I'm looking at my calendar because I literally forget. So, this week we are the 24th to the 30th. So, we have our second eclipse coming in. Crazy. Eclipse season has been affecting me so much. I feel like I'm finally coming out of it. I don't know if anyone else feels like that too, but we are going to jump into our weekly collective message. So, I originally thought I was going to use one deck, but it seems like this other deck is calling to us here. And me and this deck took a while to bond, honestly. We took a hot minute. I don't know what it was, but this deck and I were not seeing eye to eye for some reason for a couple months. So she has been loving working with clients. She has worked with a couple of the TikTok lives recently, which has been fun, and we've been hanging out a lot more. So let's see what she has for us today. I have another deck that I was really leaning towards to work with today for the collective message. So we're going to see what this deck has to say, and then we might also see what my OG deck has to say. So what is the collective message for this week? Okay. I tend to see a lot of themes with people as well. When I'm doing my TikTok lives, for example, where I'm doing a ton of readings back to back, I tend to see themes with people and what they're going through. Okay, so how interesting. We have the world, we have the moon, the Three of Wands, and the Four of Wands. Okay. So I think this deck was important. I think this is why this deck wanted to come out, because the Four of Wands in this deck is very specific and it's very different from any other deck that I've really seen. So I think that's why this one wanted to come out. This Four of Wands is, the imagery in this deck is just gorgeous. It's the Vintage Tattoo Tarot. Oh, I can't remember the name right now. I'll put it in the description, but it's gorgeous. This is the back of it. Beautiful. The colors are so vibrant, but this Four of Wands is, if you can see here, so typically the Four of Wands is a lovely card. It is a celebration. It's about a lot of times a harmonious coupling, but this Four of Wands, the moth is on fire in this card, in this deck, and it makes me think that we might be feeling imprisoned by whatever union that is, by whatever couple that is, relationship. It could be a friendship. Usually the Four of Wands I see as a relationship, though. A lot of times it's read as a card of marriage, right? So I wonder if that coupling, and we can also see this moth has a skull on it, literally, right? Little skull up there. So I wonder if this relationship is catching us on fire like a moth to flame, right? And the wands are fire energy. It's a lot of passion, which is not necessarily a bad thing, right? To have a relationship or something light you up, light you on fire. But nobody wants to be a moth to flame. That feels involuntary. That feels singular. That feels tunnel vision, right? So this is telling me that passion may have taken a turn, and it is now, let's see, dangerous, I would say. Dangerous for us. It is lighting us on fire. It's burning us up, right? That passion and that fire might be consuming us. That's the word I was trying to think of, consuming us, right? And I think in some ways we know that with the moon and the Three of Wands, even the world coming out. I think that with the moon, and we see some similar imagery with the moon. Do you see here? Right in the middle. So that's also actually on the Three of Wands as well. So I think with the moon, we know, and this moon specifically too, she's crying. I think with this deck here, it's telling us that I think we know, right? The hidden truth of this moon is that we know that we are burning up in this relationship. And I want you to take relationship loosely. I do typically read the Four of Wands as like a relationship, but we are burning up and we know it, and it's causing us pain, but we're just unwilling to see it right now, right? The moon is about the hidden truths, the hidden intuition. The moon, the nighttime, can be a scary place for people. A lot of people are afraid of the dark, right? A lot of people are afraid of the dark. So this can be a scary place to see. We might not want to, let's see, acknowledge that this relationship, this passion has become all consuming. And we need those calmer waters, right? We need that calmer emotional state here. So I think with the Three of Wands too, we are transitioning from one place to another. And I don't know if that could be what's causing this consumption here of us. Is we really need to use that energy to transition from one place to another. We can jump through those flames, right? They don't need to be all consuming. We can jump through them and get to a new place, right? We can use that energy, use that alchemizing, right? Because the wands in this deck, a lot of the times it has magic wands, not all of them, right? If we look at the four again, there's no magic wands here, but here we can take that energy and we can jump through the fire into a new, safer place without getting burned, right? The rabbit is totally fine jumping from one place to another. So I think we can absolutely do that. We have that ability, but I think we really need to recognize that we're suffering. This feels like a card of suffering to me, because it's things we're keeping inside. We're not bringing it to the surface. And with the world, I'm just going to cover her up a little bit, right? With the world, again, just gorgeous imagery here with this card. But with the world, it's telling us that this cycle is at an end, needs to come to an end, right? We need to make that transition, because this is at an end. It's run its course. It's over, and we can move to a different, safer place, right? I like that. I like that, especially feeling the fire energy here going into Aries season, right? And with these eclipses, Aries at its worst, right, is somebody who would be all consuming with their fiery passion, would be somebody who's combative, would be somebody who you feel like you can't almost get away from, you know what I mean? So let's see, this deck felt like something to say as well. Let's just do a little check-in with her. Maybe let's see what advice she has for us in this situation. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're not feeling a ton of energy today, which is sometimes nice, right? Sometimes like 17 cards jump out and it's like, whoa, this is really big energy. Okay. Okay, I like that. So in this deck, a lot of people probably recognize it, right? We have the Tower as oppression. So similar to what our deck was telling us, we are, and the Tower is Aries energy, which is so interesting, but we are needing to go through that transition. We're moving from one place to another, and we need to, right? We're feeling oppressed in the situation that we're in with that all-consuming energy. It's keeping us down, right? Because it's burning us up. We're not able to fly, right? That moth is not able to fly because it's on fire. So it really is keeping us down, this situation. And the Lovers coming out, right? Venus in this deck. Such a beautiful card. We need to, the eclipse was just in Venus as well, but the Lovers is about not only another person, right? It's about ourselves. But when it is with either ourselves or another person, with that Four of Wands that we saw, the Lovers is about seeing another person in their entirety, right? Like completely stripped down, bare, open. Here's all of me, here's all of you. Do we accept that? Is that how we want to move forward? When I am accepting all of you, or I'm seeing all of you, I'm not only looking at the bits that I really love, I'm really looking at every part of you. Is that how I want to move forward, right? And the Three of Pentacles is coming in here. We had the Three of Wands before with that transition. The Three of Pentacles, I think that as long as we are having that moment where we're really, really stripped down, it's possible. It's possible. With the World coming out before, it's telling me we need to move on. The Three of Pentacles is telling me it's possible to build something new. Okay, I'm hearing with the Three of Wands, it's going together with the Three of Wands. So the three and the three, we need to move forward. We need to move forward to build something beautiful. So this is a card of collaboration. It's a card of asking for input. It's a card of letting people in. So I don't know if you have been shutting down recently, or in this all-consuming relationship or whatever. Maybe you've blocked other people out because of that. So now is the time. That's what it is. Now is the time to let people in, to let people in to help you. This is the card of help. This is saying people will be there for you to rebuild if that's what's needed, but to help you move forward. People will be there as long as you let them in. So I really like that message. I really like that message a lot, because I think sometimes we become very isolated in these all-consuming relationships, to the point where we feel like we might not have help, or we can't let people in. We're too busy, defending or whatever. So we feel like we can't let people in again. But that card is saying that people will be there to help you if you let them, right? So I really like that. I really like that message coming into Aries season, coming into the end of the eclipse season. I love that. So let's stay open, right? Let's make sure we're moving where we need to move. With that Tower, with that Three of Wands, we are using that fire energy to transition into a new place, right? Because it's a collective. I don't know what that means for you, but there's a transition coming, a moving from one place to another. And it's really being honest, right? With the moon, with the world coming out as well, with lovers coming out, it's about being honest with ourselves. It's about being honest with the other person, if it's another person, right? And really looking at everything with clear eyes. Clear eyes. So I hope you enjoyed this weekly collective message. I will be back next week. It'll be after the eclipse, so we will see what energy that eclipse brings us. But I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. If anything resonated, or you go through the week and you find that this really had a big impact, put it in the comments below. I love comments. I love responding to them. I love seeing what you all are up to. But otherwise, I will see you next week.